Before the month of heavy rains or cold weather, I normally vaccinate Newcastle, deworm the chicken to prevent weakness in the chicken, because during that time, the time of coldness, they weaken. Some chicken, they get paralyzed due to Newcastle attack. People raising broilers, they lose most of their chicken due to Newcastle and flu, because broilers weaken faster than the layers. For the layers, they start to lay eggs without shells. The appetite reduces, thereby the consumption of feeds also reduces, ending up lowering down their egg production. You find that you're collecting few eggs from your chicken. They also lose weight, but to maintain their egg production or keep their health to their maximum, I normally vaccinate. After the vaccine, I deworm. After the dewormer, I apply an antibiotic. I use an antibiotic for 5 days. I dilute the antibiotic because they were good, but because I know that weather will affect them, where they were good, they were performing good, so I use a dilute antibiotic. Also, I remove all the beddings, old beddings, and I apply new beddings so that they stay healthy and their production does not reduce. So if you're a farmer and you're challenged in this kind of environment, the weather is too bad, sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't rain, but you spend the whole day in coldness and your chicken are affected, use this method. Even 2 months old chicks, 1 month, day one, they are always affected by the coldness. So to avoid that, you have to give them an antibiotic, or you first vaccinate. If you're still using the chart that you're vaccinating using that chart they gave you from after buying your chicks, you have to follow it and use an antibiotic. Don't skip it. I use oral vaccination method. From the brooder, use eye drops or mouth drops, but after the brooder, I use oral vaccination method. I mix the vaccine in their drinking water for 45 minutes, in that they can all drink the water and the vaccine will work. It reacts in their body the next day, and the other day you give them an antibiotic. So to maintain the health of the chicken, you have to treat, vaccinate, feed them quality. That is all what they need. They will lay eggs for you, they will gain weight for you. You celebrate after seeing quick growth in your chicken. I normally get this comment, Becky, I don't have experience, but I want to start poultry. How can I start? My dear, most cases when we start poultry, no one has experience, but you get the experience after starting something. You touch your hands on, always hands on. That is when you learn each and everything. I know you might be watching YouTube videos, but it's not enough. After starting, that is when you understand where to buy feeds, when to buy feeds, where to buy the medication, which medication works, because you started and you're practicing the business, where you're going to sell your products. So it is always practice that makes perfect. And with the time, that is when you're going to learn. Even if you've been working on someone's farm, you might get that experience that I feed the chicken in the morning, I do this, I do that, but you will not understand where they buy quality. Or you might know where they are going to buy the feeds every 2 weeks or every month, where they buy feeds, but on which discount. So after starting your own business, after starting this poultry business, that is when you learn or acquire the experience that you need. So don't search experience in books, but start and get the guidance, because you can ask someone or your fellow farmer that I did this and this in the brooder, but I'm still seeing coccidiosis. And someone will tell you that, did you try this kind of medication? And that is when you learn this medicine works well on this kind of disease, and this medicine works well on this kind of disease. Whether you have learned a lot from videos, from what, you always get challenges because you have never done it yourself. I might tell you that if you do this, you're going to face this kind of challenge. But once you start, that is when you're going to see change. That is when you can say, oh, she told me that this and this should be avoided after doing that wrong thing. So we all face challenges, but you have to start so that you can get the experience, so that you can learn everything that you need to learn through poultry. Another tip that I would like to share with you, if you're someone out there and you're interested in starting this project, but you fear because of capital, please, there is an option of local birds that can drive your farm crazy, that you can earn money from them without spending a lot of money from the start. So without investing much capital in local birds, you can start with 5 chicken without waiting for a huge capital that you want to start with the hybrids. You can start with local birds and grow from there. 3 months ago, I was given 2 chicken as gifts, and I turned them profitable, whereby I allowed them to hatch the eggs. I sold some of the 1-month-old chicks just from the 2 chicken that I was given as a gift. I remained with some chicken, and I'm going to allow this chicken to lay eggs because I already have an order of selling white eggs. White eggs in our area, they're expensive compared to the brown eggs. So I got an order from one of my friends that, can you supply me white eggs? I want to sell them. She's selling them, but she wants more eggs. So I decided to also raise these local birds aside and allow them to lay the eggs. So I started from just the 2 chicken that were given to me, and now they are increasing in number. You can start from there. Ladies and gentlemen, don't wait for the huge capital. This chicken business is not all about raising huge number of chicken, but you can start with few chicken. You allow them to grow. You allow them to hatch their own eggs. You don't sell them. You at least sell the many males that you get, and allow the female to increase themselves in numbers. Thereby, you can start over from there and grow slowly. Life does not mean that you have to be with a lot of capital to grow. It's just mindset shift, commitment, love for the business. If you start this way, focus on the growth and not money. Increase on the number of chicken that you want. By the end of next year, you will thank me. I know that you will be quite with the number of chicken. Thanks a lot.